Yeah, good evening all. So before I start, can anyone please confirm whether my voice is clear, whether the screen is visible or not, right? Yes.
Yeah, it's visible and
Yeah,
audible
we are
also.
able to
Fine.
hear.
Thank you.
Yes, visible and audible.
Fine. So Python. So Python is not a kind of technology which is not very recently introduced. It was introduced in the year 1989. So Python has got sudden boom, right? From the last 4 5 years. If you see, go back like 10 to 15 years, nobody knows that there was a programming language like Python. Especially, it has got many applications developed from the last 4 5 years. It's widely used in different high-end technologies. If you come to like total data science, means like machine learning, deep learning, artificial intelligence, everything got implemented. They're getting implemented using Python. Python is one of the best programming language for implementing that, and also for writing automation scripts, writing many automation scripts, right, in AWS DevOps, and in writing in IoT, in robotics, right? Python is one of the best choice, right? And for e-commerce websites, for developing e-commerce websites, right? Python is one of the best choice. Even for web applications also, right? Today we have got some Python frameworks like Django. At a rapid speed, you can develop a web application. And the major area today, like where Python people choosing careers, like even in gaming environment, right? Especially for developing games, Python providing a framework called Pygame, right? Pygame is a framework for Python for developing games. Lot of games are getting developed, right? Single user, multi-user online games are getting developed using Python. And even today, if you talk, if you want to extract data from different sites, web scraping, we say, right? Scraping data or extracting data from different sites like Flipkart, Amazon, or many other things, right? If you want to extract data, web scraping, we say in Python. For web scraping, we have got separate modules. See, the major advantage of Python. Okay. So reasons, what are the reasons, right? Which makes which makes Python suddenly super popular. Reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular. Suddenly super popular, right? Reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular means the main reason. See, people started migrating towards Python from other programming languages because most of the people or these developers will like very less coding, right? Very less coding we see in Python. Very less coding in Python. Not even one fourth coding as compared with other programmings. And that too, the coding whatever see here, like just like shell script, right? Uh, it has got a complex syntaxes, but Python simple syntaxes given by Python. Simple syntaxes given by Python. They look like normal English statements. They're not as complex as other programmings. Yes. Multi-programming features. Python has got multi-programming features. The features of Python looks like okay, what all the features you see in different other programmings. All those features you can see in Python, right? Yes. 1 second. Observe multi-programming features means it has got the features of procedural oriented programming. So as part of the course, I'll be discussing procedural oriented programming with Python. Example like C language, multi-programming like object oriented, like C++, Java, scripting, has got scripting features. Scripting features like Linux shell script, And if you got modular programming features, like Modulo 3, and Python has got 89,300 inbuilt modules for different domains. Whatever environment you have from, Python is providing a module for that each and every environment. So as part of our course, I'll be discussing procedural oriented with Python, object oriented, scripting, and modular programming. There is no prerequisites for learning Python. Anyone can update with Python, right? With zero programming knowledge or from non-programming, right? Yes. Everything I'll be discussing from the scratch ground level to the advanced level. The Python syntaxes are little different as compared with other programmings. They look like normal English statements. And interactive mode given by Python, interactive mode means we can easily interact with Python statement by statement. Just in the search panel, type CMD and go to the control panel and say Python and say enter. Python version will be printed, and this 3-arrow symbol, Python interpreter, right? Where we can type any valid Python statements. You can ask Python, right? What is 4 plus 9? 45 into 36. Use response means just like how you interact with your friends through messages. Here also for every statement, Python gives response, right? Interactive mode. I'm interacting with Python statement by statement. This kind of feature you won't see in other programmings like C or Java, right? If you want to test the functionality of Python, you can type and check what output it provides. Yes. So very simple. Python has got thousands of modules. In that modules, again, we have got many functions to work with. Thousands of functions we have got. We don't need to write huge codings. I want to find square root using Python means import a module called math. That's within the math, there is a function called square root. Yes, square root of 16. Say it gives the output 4. In this way, importance of module means import a particular module, thousands of modules. In that, we have got many built-in functions are available to perform it. Math dot square root, or if you want like math dot, within the math, there is a power, POW power 10, 3, 10 to the power of 3 gives 1000, right? In this way, power function, square root, we no need to write codes here. So also we no need to define the data types here. Directly we can say x as 10, y as 2. I'm saying x, what is y? X plus y. X into 2, 10 into 2. X to the power of 2, 10 square. Power symbol in Python. X equal to, welcome, x into 3 prints for 3 times, x into 5 prints for 5 times, x into 10 for 10 times, right? In this way, it looks very simple, right? Yes, Sovit Kumar, yes, everyone, you will be getting the recorded. Every session is video recorded. You will be getting the recorded session, right? Yes, not a worry. So in this way, statement by statement, you can interact with Python. No need to define data types, no need of semicolons, no need of all the unnecessary statements. They look like normal English statements, right? They look very simple and easy to understand. Okay. So how many modules Python is so if you want to come out of this, say quit, 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 right? Yes. You can just quit this. So multi-programming, if you talk about this Java, it takes only object-oriented programming features. But apart from that, Python also supports these other features, modular, scripting, procedural, right? So that's why wide varieties of applications we can develop using Python. interaction with Python, right? Statement by statement, which makes debugging easy. And apart from that, wide varieties of applications, you can develop any type of applications you can develop using Python, like automation applications using technologies like data science, IoT, robotics, right? They use Python as the implementation language. Big data like Spark uses Python like PySpark, scientific Python, numerical Python, game development, Pygame, for networking application, Twisted Python, for testing, for animations, for web scraping, for audio video applications. We have got Team Player, C Play, and for embedded applications like Raspberry Pi is one of the famous embedded applications which uses Python computations. And for robotics, for data analysis, for desktop applications. In this way, wide Python is mostly used today with wide varieties of applications creations. The usage of Python has increased a lot, especially from the last 2-3 years, right? And check in Google, right? Most popular coding languages means you will get Python and JavaScript. Okay, wide varieties of applications. And many built-in libraries we see, many built-in libraries. 89,300 inbuilt modules Python has got, right? For different domains, right? Again, within the modules, we have got many functions, thousands of modules. Within the thousands of modules, we have got lakhs of functions, right? Performing the operation. For generating graphs, very simple, right? For generating a graph, bar function it is given. For normal graph, plot function, PLOT. For histogram, HIST. For pie graph, PIE function, just to generate graphs. Scatter plot, scatter function. Stack plot, pie graph. In this way, different types of graphs we can generate. Many inbuilt functions are available. And for every database, we can easily connect with any database, right? For every database, it is providing a module. For Oracle, MySQL, SQL Server. Very simple to connect with any database in Python. Okay, fine. So you may ask, why should I learn Python? Means we have got many use cases of Python in today's world, and the major we have got even people who wants to have a career in Python, right? In Python web development or Python full stack developer. Yes. Then there is a framework like Django framework in Python, right? For Python, not only Django, many other frameworks like Flask, Pyramid, TurboGear, Bottle, but famous framework is Django framework. At a rapid speed, you can develop a web application. We don't need to write any code. By default, it generates the PY files. By default, it generates the PY files. Huh? Very simple. I'll show you one example, right? Okay. In real time, we probably work with IDs. When I'm opening this PyCharm ID, right? I'm just opening this PyCharm ID. Yes, PyCharm. For Python, we use some IDs. I'll show you how to download and how to install it and how to write the code within this. Yes. If I want to develop a project in Python, right? See, we don't need to write like other programmings, right? Huge codings here. Already they are pre-available. I'll just show you some sample example here. Loading this my project 18 means for the Django batch, this is the my project 18th I'm discussing at present. So I said 15 to 20 applications I'll be showing you. This is the 18th application I'm showing them. Yes, I will close this and the file, close project. Yes. See here, these are all the projects I was showing you for the latest batch, ongoing batch, right? My project 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, set 15 to 20 applications solution. A new project, just see Django project or by Django project. So Django project, some 30, some name you can use 35. Django project 35, I'm saying. Yes, and in the settings, give some application name, demo application, right? Demo application. Now, what I'm trying to show you, observe it. Whenever you see create, right? What all the things required for developing a project, all the Python files will be created here. It takes a little bit time. It creates a project structure, application folder, project folder, many all the Python files, settings files, models, database related files, all this admin related admin site, what all the files required. Everything will be created automatically. We no need to write that huge codings here. So it will automatically, it will install Django, automatically it will install Python, it will take Python from your system. It creates project structure, it takes application structure, everything it only creates. That much flexible this framework Django is. So at a rapid speed, you can develop a web application. I'll be showing people who go for web development, right? Python full stack. I'll show you many applications that how simple creating these applications in Python, right? So here, if you see, one second, still at the bottom, it's creating, right? Updating Python interpreter indexes. Okay, let it go. But okay, I'm minimizing it. See, this is your project folder. If I open this Django project 35, you will see many Python files, which is see init.py, ASGI, settings.py, urls.py, web server gateway interface.py. This project related, application related. See if you unfold this. Yes, admin.py, apps.py, models.py, test.py, views.py. All these py files are already created. Understand? Just observe this, right? Yes. Understand this. Okay. One second, some query was asked. So you can see here all these py files, all these py files. See, if you want to perform any kind of settings, even this Django has got its own database, SQLite. Just to open this settings.py, you can see the code here. You can just see this code. We don't need to write anything here. So by default, database SQLite 3 is the database which is available. This Django or this Python Django has got its own database. What is it? SQLite 3. SQLite 3. If you want to connect to MySQL or Oracle, how simple to connect with Oracle is just remove this SQLite 3 and keep Oracle. That's it. If you want to connect with MySQL, just give MySQL. That's it. And give that username and password after this next two lines. Username of this MySQL, password of MySQL. That's it. Connection will be established. Not like in Java, like many drivers, other things are required, right? Yes. And also for Oracle, also just give Oracle here, username of Oracle and password of Oracle. And anything here. And in urls.py, urls.py is there here. Where you will provide the URLs here. URL here you got URL patterns. Means like facebook.com, gmail.com, like we have got URLs, right? For every web application, there will be a URL where you will be providing on the web browser. Same way, if you want to specify the URLs for your application or for your project, means here we will give request in the browser, you will get the output also within the browser, right? Yes, where server gives the response. So in this way, all these files are available. I'm saying we don't need to write the code. Just I was showing you one example, right? Yes. Any templates, HTML code or these images or videos, a separate folder, templates folder is there. Within that, we will be keeping the images, videos, HTML files, that CSS files within this. So a clear structure it is following, right? So it looks very simple to understand, right? At a rapid speed, you can develop a web application. Just if you want to run the server, right, your play button is there, just like play button, right? For running the project, starting your server, right? Yes, the like in this way, very simple. Yes. Coming back. Yes. So at a rapid speed, you can develop applications in Python. So many built-in libraries we have got, right? Okay. So dynamic data types in Python, no need to define data type also. Observe if you say x equal to 10, integer variable gets created automatically because you are assigning integer value, then integer value gets created dynamically. If you are assigning something like float value, like float variable gets created dynamically. What value you are assigning, based on that, the variable gets created. If you are assigning a string value, like string variable gets created. That's what dynamic data types. I'll be briefing you about it, like more discussion on it. So this is only online. There is no offline class. It's the online classes only, right? So there is no much difference between online and offline, right? So whatever I want to write on the board, right? Whatever, if I want to draw a diagram, I'll be using this digital pad, right? So if I want to draw something, I can draw with my free hands, right? If I want to write something on the board as you do in this offline, right? So Python, I can write in my own way. Okay. So I can write it with my free hands. Only thing is you won't see my face, but everything will remain same as offline and online. People may think in offline may get understand much better. So all the sessions will be interactive sessions. As it is a demo session, I am speaking most of the time. In the normal sessions, right? For every statement I type, you people will be responding, right? What is the output or the result? You will be kept in the unmuted status. You can just unmute yourself, can ask query at any point of time, right? So Python is a interpretation, line by line execution, you see, right? So for every line, what is the output you people will be? So line by line, statement by statement, I'll be showing you that output, right? So that how to build the code, how to run the code, execute the code, will be discussing. Getting the output is not the criteria. So how to run the code means how to build your own code, right? It's important. Fine. Okay. So for your general queries, I'll be giving time at the end of the session, right? I'll be spending time with your general queries. So, okay. So interactive mode, we can interact with Python, wide varieties of applications, many built-in libraries, multi-programming features. It's not purpose-based. It's not for a particular purpose. Any kind of application, right? We can develop using Python. It's a high-level language. Python is a high-level language. It can run on any platform. It's high level language means it can easily understandable. Low level languages, they are not human understandable, but high level language, they are easily. Okay. It's portable and machine. It's Python is machine independent. It can run on any hardwares and any operating system. Machine independent means if you're writing a code, you can run on any hardware, any OS, right? It's a cross-platform language. It's a cross-platform language on any platform, Windows or Mac OS or Linux. In Linux, no need of any separate installation. By default, you see Python as inbuilt within this Linux operating system, right? We don't write any general purpose programming, any kind of applications, general purpose. It's a hybrid language, we say, right? Because of this multi-programming features. It's a hybrid language. And it's a interpreted programming, line by line execution, right? Fine. So before we go with this technicals of Python, you need to know something about this Python Software Foundation. PSF, we say. PSF, it is a non-profit organization. It is a non-profit organization devoted towards Python community. It was launched in the year. It was launched in the year 2001, right? More than 20 years ago, it was launched. The main objective of this Python Software Foundation is to foster the development of Python. From version to version, right? And in the year 2005, Python Software Foundation received Computer World Horizon Award, right? It received Computer World Horizon Award. Yes. So, okay. The president for this is nothing but the personality who introduced or who developed Python, right? Guido van Rossum. Guido van Rossum, right? The same personality, he is the president for this Python Software Foundation. Where are the headquarters located? Headquarters located, right? Delaware, US, United States, right? And official website for Python, from where you can download Python, from where you can install Python, right? And where you can see the documentation for each and every Python release. Python.org, right? Yes, this one. See, I was just saying, right? In Python, we see very less coding, simple syntaxes, multi-programming features, hybrid features like other many, all these programming languages, if you combine, it's nothing but Python, hybrid language, statement by statement interaction, wide varieties of applications, many built-in libraries, thousands of modules for every environment or domain, high-level language, easily understandable, portable, machine independent, can run on all the hardwares and all the operating system, cross-platform language, Windows, Linux, Mac OS, in general purpose programming, any kind of applications development. And the say PSF was launched in the year 2001. The president Woodrow Van Rossum, Delaware, US. So before we go with that installations, other things, right? You need to know something about the Python versions. Python 1.x version, it was released in the year 1989. Python 2.x version, right, was released 10 years later in the year 2000, right? You got this Python second version was released. See, 2.x means 2.1, 2.2, 2.3. The first two version was released in the year 2000. Python 3.x version, right? The first three version was released in the year 2008. The version what we are using currently. Shashi Kumar, recorded will be provided for a lifetime. No, for 6 months it will be provided. Later, if you want to extend, you can just talk with this online team, right? They will be helping you out. So for the next 6 months, the videos will be available in your Google Drive.
One request, sir. As say last to last session, like the dash timing will change, right? Later on.
So yes, I'll just come back with that right at the end of session. So here for the first 1 week or 10 days, the timing of this batch will be at 10 o'clock. But later it will be at 9 p.m. It starts at 9 p.m., right? Because 10 to 11 is too late for 11, right? So for the first
9:30 is
one,
that possible because we came from office, so 9:30 is late.
9 o'clock means it starts by 9:10, 9:10 to 10:10. Right? Latest version of Python. Latest version of Python is Python 3.11, right? So for the first 1 week or 10 days, it will be at 10 o'clock, but later it will be at 9 o'clock. It starts at 9 o'clock. So before you do with the payments, it will making it clear, right, about these timings. Latest version of Python, Python 3.11. The version what we are using currently is Python 3.11. I'll be showing you it statement by statement how to download and how to install and execute, right? Stable version of Python. Stable version of Python, Python 3.9. What do you mean by stable version? Means mostly used version. Okay. Python installation. Yes. So before I go with the installation, right? So I'll go to the settings, apps. Here Python, right? Python 3.11.5. The latest version. I'm uninstalling it and I'll install it. How to download and how to install it step by step. I'll show you, right? It's hardly it takes 2 minutes to install Python. So Python provides different softwares for different environments, right? For Mac OS, for Windows, for Linux. For Linux, no need of any special installation. By default, Python comes as inbuilt within this Linux. So you can directly work with Python within this Linux machine. But for Windows, for Mac OS, we are supposed to install it. For Windows, it provides two softwares. Windows 32-bit, Windows 64-bit. If your Windows is 32-bit, you are supposed to download 32-bit Python software. If your Windows is 64, we are supposed to download 64, right? Hope everyone are using Windows 10, right? And that to 64-bit. How can you check whether it's 32-bit or 64-bit means? Yes, just done. Let the installation go. You go to this file explorer. Within that, if you go to this properties, operating system. Clearly, it is saying what type of system? 64-bit operating system. 64-bit operating system. Okay. So if it is showing 32-bit here, we are supposed to download 32-bit Python software. Okay. So I'll just close it here. Coming back. So the uninstallation is completed. Just check this uninstallation was successful. Close it. Now, how to download Python and how to install it? Just open one Chrome browser, right? Yes, open one Chrome browser, right? What is the official website? Python.org. Python.org is the official website from where you can download Python. Go to this downloads. Python.org downloads all releases, right? Go scroll down, right? Active Python releases, you can see. Looking for a specific release, right? See this 3.11.5, just almost like 20 days back, it was released. August 24, 2023, this version was released, right? 3.11.5, the latest version. We are downloading the latest version, right? Click it. If you click it, this Python 3.11.5, it gets opened. Scroll down to the bottom of this page. Here you can observe, right? Windows, see for Mac OS 64-bit universal installer. But for Windows, 32-bit is available, 64-bit is available. Just click this 64-bit, your download starts. Just click this 64-bit, your download started here. Can you check here? Yes. Just 24 MB of size. 24 MB of size, right? Yes. $89,300 inbuilt modules. All those you won't see in this Python software. Later, I'll show you how to download one by one and how to download and how to install. Only commonly used modules you will see in this Python software, but remaining data science related, database related, big data related, everything we separately we need to download and install, right? Yes. Click this. Yes. So whenever you click that exe file, Python exe file, you will get this window, right? Don't immediately go for installation. At the bottom, you can see, right? Add Python to path. Add Python to path. Just select it. Add python.exe to path. Select it means you're adding Python to path variable of OS. And go for customize installation. Means at in which drive you want to install, in which location you want to install, you can install it. Choose the location and features. See, by default, you will get all this gets pre-selected. No need to select anything here. Just click next once. So here also nothing to select, everything are pre-selected. But see the installation location where it is getting installed in C, users, Dell, app data, local, programs, Python 3.11, right? Somewhere it is getting installed in the, yes. But I want to install Python within the C drive. Tomorrow, if you want to locate where is your Python installer, where is your Python available, you need to enter into all these subfolders. It's too difficult to locate Python, right? So just install Python in my C drive. So remove all this, keep your mouse here before this and remove all this path. C/ Python 3.11. Just say install. Python 3.11 means 3.11. A folder gets created automatically. Within that, Python will be installed. Say install it. It takes just 1 minute to install Python. Yes, setup was successful. Just close this. Yes. Now, how will you check whether your Python is successfully installed or not? How it is successfully installed or not means go to the search here at the bottom left corner. Say CMD. Type CMD and go to this command prompt. And type Python here. If I say enter, it should display the Python version 3.11.5, the version what we have installed. And you can see this 3-arrow symbol Python interpreter which got installed. You can see this 3-arrow symbol where you can type any valid Python statements. And asking what is 3 plus 4? X is Ajay. What is X plus Y? Ajay. So in this way, you can type any valid Python statements. It's working, right? Yes. Python is installed successfully. So you want to quit, come out of it. Yes. If anyone working within the Linux environment, if you want the latest version, by default, you will be getting Python, right? But if you want the latest version of Python to be installed in your Linux machine, just to go with this command, right? apt-get install Python, which version? 3.11. So this command is going to install the latest version of Python in your Linux machine. It downloads and installs automatically, right? And next is like Python execution modes. Python execution modes. Two modes of execution. First one, interactive mode. This interactive mode you won't see in other programming languages, but in batch mode. Here we directly type Python statements on the interpreter Here we directly type Python statements on the interpreter and the user can easily interact. Can easily interact with Python statement by statement. For every statement, it provides response, right? Advantage. What is the advantage of this interactive mode? To test the functionalities of Python. To test the functionalities. And to learn Python. People who are beginner and who wants to learn Python, right? This interactive mode works better to test the functionalities of Python and to learn Python, right? Yes. So if it doesn't know about any particular Python functionality, you can just type it in this interactive mode and check what output it is going to provide. But to develop applications in Python, this interactive mode is not preferred. We need to go for batch mode. Here we write batch of statements or set of statements within the editors or IDEs. Within the editors or IDEs, integrated development environment. Integrated development environment. And save it by using .py extension. Save it by using .py extension. And later submit it to Python. So what are the various editors where we can write the Python code? Editors means text editors like Notepad, where we can create a Python file, .py file, edit plus within the Windows environment. And for Linux, we have got VI nano editors, right? These are the editors. And various IDEs. In the real time, we use IDEs for Python, right? Various IDEs supported by Python. PyCharm. So I'll show you most of these IDs. So where in the others, they'll be showing you in 1 or 2 IDs. I'll be showing you on nearly 4 to 5 IDs, right? PyD, Komodo, Spider, Eclipse, NetBeans, Jupyter Notebook, like Anaconda distributions, right? I'll be showing you how to work within this Jupyter Notebook and VS Code. Among all these, PyCharm is the mostly preferred, mostly used IDE, right? Even for web applications creations, it is mostly preferred. So I'll be showing you on how to work in PyCharm, Jupyter, Spider, Eclipse, VS Code, right? How to download them, how to install step by step, and how to write the code, how to execute the code on these things. So after discussing a little bit of technical content, I'll be showing you how to work with IDEs, right? Yes. So today just I was discussing about this 5 reasons which makes Python super popular. Python software foundation, right? Python versions and just installation and execution modes, right? Yes. So if you want to see that the course content of it, see in brief, in depth, we will be discussing about this Python basics, applications, features, advantages, versions, installations, flavors, Python operations, data types, constants, comments, type IDs, escape sequences, operators, IDs, different working with different IDs, flow control statements, looping statements, strings, indexing, slicing, string methods, functions, special characters, collections, list properties, list indexing, list slicing, list functions, list method, nested list, tuples, tuple operations, sets, dictionaries, functions, modules in Python, packages in Python, errors and exceptions, file handling, object-oriented programming, regular expressions, database access, date time, OS model, advanced concepts, GUI-based Excel workbook, data analytics, reduction to data science, Pandas model in brief, NumPy model in brief, Matplotlib. So this 30 topics for this Python core and advanced application oriented modules. So I'll be showing you different modules related to different domains and how to create our own modules. The Django framework, people who go for web development, right? The Django web framework installations, architecture, creations, templates, admin, models, and UI technologies. HTML, CSS, JavaScript, MySQL, right? All this. So as part of this course, I'll be discussing mainly 3 things, right? So first, people who go for Python core, Python advanced application oriented modules. The duration is 70 hours. So nearly like 2 to end of months I'll be taking for this, right? So the fee structure is just 5,000 for this offer batch. Apart from this, people who wants to go for full stack web development. So apart from this, web development technologies will be discussed, right? Before we go with the development process, like HTML, CSS, cascading style sheets, a part of Bootstrap, JavaScript will be discussed in brief, plus the Django framework, 15 to 20 applications creations will be discussed in brief, plus project. So this is for full stack web development. People who go for full stack. For this separately, if you go web development, the Django project after Python completion, right? So it takes 60 hours for this. This also takes 2 months. The fee structure is 7,000 for this. But if you take as a package, it is single payment, right? You're going with it will be like 12K, but if you are doing with taking as a package, it's 10K, right? You're going separately 5K and later you need to, but as a total package, it is 10K. Full stack web development, Python, web development, that is UI technologies, Django and project. So for each and everything, video will be provided. You'll be getting the recorded video, soft copy of these notes, assignments and tasks, and a WhatsApp group will be created, will be added into that group for technical discussions, right? So on that testing, you won't be getting right in the full stack, right? Development. So here, if you see this, the Django applications creations, right? So many applications, I said 15 to 20 applications for any batch, more than that 20, 15 to 20 like applications creations. With that, you will be getting great command, right? You can get through that interview process by discussing this many, right? So totally, people who wants to go for full stack, it is like 70 plus 60, 130 hours, 4 months it takes. But only Python, right? 70 hours, 2 to 2.5 months it takes. In brief, in detail, we'll be discussing, right? So after learning how much of Python Django will be understandable means yes. So yes, so Monday to Friday you will be having the sessions, right? Saturday, Sundays there will be some weekend batches on this Django, right? So immediately Django won't be discussed. First, web development technologies like HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript. So it takes more than 1 month for it. So by the time 60% of your Python gets completed. After the Django introduction, Django architecture, it's basic applications, like by the time 80% of your Python completes. Don't think that can go parallelly also, right? Python Monday to Friday, Saturdays and Sundays batches will be their weekend batches for Django. Yes, this Saturday a new Django batch is going to start. Means immediately you won't go with Django, like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Bootstrap, it will be discussed. Fine. Any other queries that anyone? It's a demo session. I was speaking most of the time. So tomorrow also you can attend the session same time at 10 o'clock using the same link to see more on this, right? So I'll be showing you like more on this. So any other queries, right? From tomorrow, I want the sessions to be more interactive. You'll be interacting with me from tomorrow onwards. For each and every statement I type, you'll be responding, right? What is the expected output?
Sir,
Any other queries? Yes.
sir, using Django, we are going to create websites.
Yes. Web. Interactive web applications. Your voice is
Sir,
breaking.
using WordPress also we can design easily.
So here
Sir,
using
using
Django,
WordPress also we can design
using
websites without.
using Django interactive web applications creations. Interactive web applications, not websites designing, right? Okay, you say website design, but using the Django web development means database will be there, front end web page you will be designing, right?
Yes, sir.
Web page, database, and in the middle Python. How these three interaction will be going, right? Web page, Python, and database. Python takes the data from the web page and stores in the database. Whenever required, it will retrieve the data from database and displays the output on the web page. You're displaying
Yes.
any registration page or login form, right? You're
Yes, sir.
entering your details and click submit button. Python takes the data, stores in database. Again, tomorrow, you want to retrieve the data, it takes the data from database. That's what the MBT architecture we say in Python. Model view
Yes.
template. That's what interactive applications creations.
So project is a separate. We are going to along with the 30 projects. What we are going to discuss. What you are going to discuss along with the big project will be there, sir. Extra.
Yes, one project will be there.
Okay, sir.
Okay, fine.
Okay, sir.
So as a fresher, which one course is best for me? So if you want to learn only Python, you can go for only Python, right? Full stack, right? Means where development. If you want to know about this, if you want to create a project in Python, this Django is required, right? Django framework is required, right? If you want to do a project in Python. So only Python if you want to learn, if you want to go in other technologies like data science, big data, in networking or gaming, or in writing AWS and DevOps, writing some kind of automation script, right? Fine. So yes, today
Sir, excuse
Python, yes.
So if I want to learn with the automation field, which would be the best? I'm working as a manual testing, so I'm interested into move into automation.
Mm.
So this full stack will be help, or I need to look into any other things?
So I first learn this Python, right? Later you can go with automation. So Selenium, like you can go separate courses there for it.
Got it. Sir.
And so when the actual class will start, demo,
Hmm?
actual class like demo, today is the last session for demo or tomorrow also?
Tomorrow also you can attend the session. Tomorrow and day after tomorrow also you can attend the sessions, right? To see more on this. Fine. Next 2 days also you can just check. You can attend the session. Fine. Same time using the same link, right? Yes. So if I'm done with the queries, if there are no other queries, I'll sign off for now. Meet you tomorrow. Same time it's 10 o'clock using the same link, right? Still, if you have got queries, you can ask me in the tomorrow session too, right? Yes. Thank you all for your time. Thank you. Meet you tomorrow. Good night. Yes.